An NBA match turned into a WWE fight? Let's find out in today's video, where we look at the weirdest NBA fan interactions with players. First up, Kyle Lowry and Mark Stevens. Imagine being a billionaire and not just your average billionaire. Instead, Mark Stevens, the billionaire who is a Warrior investor, and you start a fight with an NBA player, and also without any specific reason. That's exactly what happened during Game 3 of the 2019 NBA Finals, a minute into the fourth quarter, when all the pressure was on Golden State. The Raptors were up 96-86 with the game close. Quinn Cook flew down the court, took a pass, drove in to get the ball into the net, but Ibaka unleashed his inner LeBron and chased him down and sent his shot to the sidelines with the ball flying into the crowd. Kyle Lowry dove into the seats trying to save it, and that's when all this happened. Warriors investor Mark Stevens not only shoved him, but told him multiple times to quote-unquote F himself. Like, hold up, is this dude really trying to pick a fight with a 200-pound NBA player? Like, why would you want to do that, man? He's lucky the cameras were rolling, and to be honest, it would have been one thing if it was just some normal fan that did this. The history of the NBA says that it would have been normal, but Kyle was shoved by a billionaire. And being a team investor means you represent the NBA, so the league was furious when they saw this clip. They slammed Stevens with a $500,000 fine, and the NBA spokesperson said the quote conduct of Golden State Warriors investor Mark Stevens last night was beyond unacceptable and has no place in our league. And it was said by Stevens himself that he personally apologized to Lowry as well, but hey, after all, the Raptors went on to win 123-109 and have a 2-1 series lead at least, which is good, and then they won the series, so yeah. At number 2, James Harden gets blinded by a fan. So shoving and flopping is a common act done by fans in the NBA, but imagine getting blinded by a fan. Yes, you heard me right. Things just cannot get better for the NBA players. Back in 2016, a match was going on between the Rockets and the Jazz, and the match was held in Utah, and so the saying goes that Utah is one of the wildest fans, but this time they took things way too far. It was late in the third quarter, and Harden was right at home walking up to the free throw line. Everything was pretty normal until something shined in Harden's eyes, even though the announcers were not happy since they thought that the fan was just using a phone flash, to which is not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm going to have a hard disagreement with the announcer. Man, here, this is a big deal, and to top it off, that fan wasn't just using a camera flash like he said. It turned out that he was shining a laser pointer directly into James Harden's eyes. Like, who comes to an arena and does that type of stuff? Just watch the game, dude. Is it really that hard? This guy was really trying to clout chase by blinding James Harden. And for your information, laser pointers are like for really dangerous things, and it only takes like half a second to cause vision loss. So this could have been pretty serious, but hey, the laser pointer dude got the attention he wanted because he was shortly after thrown out of the arena. And not only that, but he got a 1-year ban from all NBA games. Honestly, I think that ban should be a lot more, only 1 year. Jeez. At number 3, Russell Westbrook and the old man. Russell Westbrook is a guy that has faced many fan interactions. I mean, I can make a whole video just on Russell's fan interactions let alone. Out of all the fan interactions, let's talk about the one with the old man, because why not? Back in 2016, it was the opening night for the season, and a game was held between the OKC Thunder and the Philadelphia 76ers. And it wasn't a normal game. For once, Philly fans had something to look forward to, and it was Joel Embiid's first game of his career. I mean, Philly had 3 straight seasons where they only won 20 games or even less. I mean, that's sad for any NBA fan to watch their team to go through that, and you have my sympathies. And it had been a rough few years, so the fans were riled up about Embiid's debut from the jump, and the arena was buzzing. Even though Westbrook was on the other team, he was loving the energy, and he lives for these moments. So everything was going good. Philly was up 18-7, and then suddenly Westbrook rimmed through 3 Philly defenders somehow, and Westbrook finished his shot, and he was feeling himself. And in the heat of the moment, he taunted the crowd a little bit, but a certain grandpa wasn't having any of that, and he let Westbrook know what's good. Look, he didn't even think for a second, and he just gave a straight double flipper. And obviously it isn't allowed, so the grandpa was thrown out, even though he said that Russ started it, but no one could care about his statement, and the old man had to issue an apology to Westbrook and the entire 76ers organization. At number 4, Russell Westbrook's popcorn shower. Since we're talking about Russell Westbrook, I thought why not? I should mention another one of his many interactions, but this one's just downright disrespectful. Back in May 2021, there was a game between the Washington Wizards and once again, the Philadelphia 76ers. And during that game, Russell had to leave Game 2 after suffering an apparent ankle injury during the fourth quarter. As he was helped off the court and into a tunnel, a fan poured popcorn on him just before he exited the floor. Like, come on man, why would you do that? Why disrespect them like that? And to top it off, why waste that expensive popcorn like that? It really wasn't Russell's day. I mean, my man had 10 points, 11 assists, and 6 rebounds on 2 for 10 shooting at the time of the injury. But the Sixers were still ahead, and my man wasn't really in a good mood. So obviously he was going to react, and he got pretty furious. Wizards trainers and assistants who were helping Westbrook to the locker room had to restrain him after the incident, and the former MVP angrily yelled and pointed out into the stands. The fan was eventually ejected, and the end of the video appears to show other fans sitting just above the entryway to the tunnel, pointing up to identify the person who threw the popcorn. The 76ers went on to win 120-95 to take a 2-0 series lead in that series. After the game, Westbrook expressed his frustration in what he calls the latest instance of fans crossing the line, because obviously things are really getting pretty harsh for him. And finally at number 5, the Malice at the Palace. I don't even need to tell you about it, we all know about the infamous Malice at the Palace. It was one of the most infamous moments in sports history, and it all went down November 19th, 2004, with a game between the Pacers and the Pistons, in which coming into the game there was a ton of hype that Detroit had just knocked Indiana out of the playoffs. And the year before, Detroit went on to win the championship, so coming into the Pistons arena, the Pacers had revenge on their mind. And it was their first match after whatever happened the year before, and the frustration was absolutely there. The match was very harsh for Detroit as the Pacers led 97-82 and all hope was damn near lost for Detroit, but the Pistons weren't just going to give up. Ben Wallace got a pass inside and tried to lay it up, then Ron Artest hit him with a hard foul. Ben could have just shot his free throw shots, but Ben said, "We gotta square up, dog." And it's safe to say that when all heck broke loose, the match turned into a WWE match. Things got heated between the two teams, but Steven Jackson and Ben Wallace were the ones doing the most, even though it all started with Ron Artest's foul, and he was just seen laying down on the score table with his hands behind his head. Just when you thought things couldn't get any worse, a fan throws a whole Diet Coke right at Ron Artest, and boom, things went downhill from there. The fans started fighting NBA players, and the NBA players were literally beating up the fans on live TV, but eventually, after so much hard work by the security, things cooled down. Still, after that, the fans were throwing random stuff at the players as they were leaving the stadium, and as a result, many of the players were banned from the game for a specific amount of time and even faced some financial losses. Man oh man, the NBA is fun. Well, that's it for today, guys. Let us know which moment on this list was the most shocking in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video of Triple Double Nation, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you guys next time.